Picture yourself as the most fortunate person alive, not because you possess great wealth, fame, or extraordinary success, but because you understand a truth that most people never allow themselves to consider. Life is not simply happening around you. It is constantly responding to the beliefs you quietly hold about yourself. Every opportunity, every meaningful encounter, and every unexpected breakthrough unfolds in harmony with the assumptions living within your mind. The world is not a cold, random system without purpose. It acts more like a mirror, faithfully reflecting the silent convictions you carry every single day. Living as though you are the luckiest person in the world has nothing to do with pretending or convincing yourself of something false. It begins by entering the inner place where every experience is first created. That place is not somewhere outside of you. It exists within your own imagination. The moment you genuinely accept yourself as fortunate, you awaken to a deeper principle that quietly governs the unseen parts of life. Most people think luck is nothing more than chance or coincidence. Yet to a mind that understands this deeper law, luck is simply the visible result of inner belief aligning with outer reality. Have you ever wondered why certain people always seem to arrive at exactly the right moment? Opportunities appear in front of them with surprising ease. Doors open almost effortlessly. They often discover answers before everyone else even realizes there is a question. From the outside, people call them lucky. But if you pay close attention, you will notice something much more important. They naturally expect life to support them. Deep inside, they carry an unwavering certainty that things will somehow work out in their favor. That quiet expectation is the hidden force most people mistake for luck. It is not an accident. It is not blind chance. It is a spiritual principle expressing itself through everyday life. What begins to change when you choose to live from that state? You wake each morning with genuine confidence, not because your circumstances are already perfect, but because you have already accepted the outcome within yourself. Your posture changes. Your words become more certain. You stop allowing temporary appearances to control your emotions. You move through life with the calm assurance of someone who truly believes that every event is unfolding for their highest good, even when the present moment seems confusing. Instead of seeking validation from the outside world, you naturally recognize your own value. Rather than fearing tomorrow, you welcome it with trust, knowing that the future can only reflect the inner atmosphere you have already created. Acting as though you are the luckiest person alive means believing that nothing in your journey is truly misplaced. Delays become part of a greater design. Rejection transforms into redirection. Even moments that seem disappointing begin serving a purpose you may not yet understand. You gradually recognize that life is working behind the scenes in ways your eyes cannot always see. A closed door no longer feels like failure. Instead, you see it as protection, guiding you towards something better. You stop merely wishing for blessings. You begin claiming them as already yours. You prepare yourself to receive them. You offer gratitude before they become visible, because your faith no longer depends on physical evidence. Your attitude becomes one of your greatest strengths. Instead of waiting until life gives you something to celebrate, you begin with appreciation. You understand that gratitude changes your focus and prepares your mind to recognize even greater opportunities. Every decision, every conversation, and every step forward carries the quiet confidence of unseen faith. As your inner state changes, your outer experiences begin changing as well. Circumstances unexpectedly improve. The right people enter your life. Creative solutions appear from places you never imagined. These changes are not happening because you forced them into existence. They arise because you learned to expect them. This is where many people misunderstand the process. They believe they must first experience good fortune before they can feel fortunate. Yet the law operates in the opposite direction. You must first adopt the feeling. You must live from that inner certainty before visible proof appears. You enter the emotional state of your fulfilled desire before the external world confirms it. That is the divine order. When you sincerely accept that you are deeply favored by life, reality gradually reshapes itself to match that conviction. You do not need to come from privilege to live an extraordinary life. What matters is your willingness to choose the assumptions that guide your experience. Right now, you can begin walking through life as though unseen blessings are already surrounding you. Enter every room believing it has already welcomed your presence. Face every challenge expecting that it will somehow work in your favor, even if the evidence has not appeared yet. This is the true power of assumption. This is what it means to live as though you are the luckiest person in the world. So release your attachment to appearances. Breathe deeply and step into the reality you desire, not by waiting for it to arrive, but by living from it today. As your inner world changes, the outer world naturally reflects it back to you. You are not simply at the mercy of fate. In many ways, you participate in shaping it. Whatever you consistently accept as true within yourself eventually seeks expression in your external life. The moment you completely embrace the belief, "I am the luckiest person in the world," life begins finding countless ways to confirm that assumption. It does not wait until you become worthy. It responds the moment your belief becomes genuine. Within every person exists a quiet inner place where the direction of life is first established. It is not controlled by random chance or blind destiny. It is shaped by the assumptions we repeatedly accept without questioning them. From the outside, life may seem unpredictable. Some people appear blessed while others struggle. Some succeed with remarkable ease while others face repeated setbacks. Yet beneath these appearances, a precise spiritual principle is constantly at work. Whatever you consistently believe, especially when that belief is joined with genuine feeling, gradually becomes part of your lived experience. This is more than optimism, and it goes beyond positive thinking. It is the quiet law of spiritual cause and effect, always transforming inner conviction into outer reality. To live as though you are the luckiest person in the world is to intentionally place that belief deep within your consciousness, trusting completely that it will grow into visible reality. Every creation begins on the inside before it ever appears on the outside. Before your eyes can witness it, your heart must already embrace it. Before your hands can receive it, your mind must already accept that it belongs to you. You do not need evidence before choosing a new belief. The only requirement is your willingness to accept it as real within your imagination. That is where the true miracle begins. The instant you recognize something as true internally, your external world slowly starts arranging itself to match that inner conviction. Life is not standing in your way. It is constantly responding to the message you are sending through your thoughts, expectations, and assumptions. Every experience, every relationship, every unexpected opportunity, and every event that appears to be a coincidence is quietly shaped by the state of consciousness you consistently occupy. If you move through life expecting disappointment, you will continue finding reasons to feel disappointed. If you secretly believe that good fortune belongs to everyone except you, life faithfully reflects that belief back into your experience. But everything changes the moment you choose a different assumption. The instant you begin living from the feeling that you are blessed, favored, protected, and naturally fortunate, you activate a different pattern. The world begins reflecting this new inner reality because it always mirrors what you accept as true. This is not fantasy or blind optimism. It is a conscious spiritual choice. It is declaring something within yourself before your physical senses have any proof to support it. When you assume you are fortunate, you are not merely wishing that life becomes better someday. You are stepping into the version of reality where your blessings already exist. You are quietly affirming that what you desire is already yours, even if it has not yet appeared. That assumption becomes the invisible pattern through which your life begins to take shape. Just as water naturally fills the shape of the container holding it, your experiences begin filling the mold created by your deepest beliefs. If you have never accepted abundance, favor, or success within yourself, it becomes difficult for life to express those experiences outwardly. Pause for a moment and honestly ask yourself what beliefs you carry when no one else is listening. When everything grows quiet and you are left alone with your own thoughts, what story do you repeatedly tell yourself? Do you believe life constantly works against you? Do you assume that opportunities always pass you by while others seem effortlessly chosen? Perhaps you quietly expect disappointment before you even begin. Those silent beliefs are far more powerful than they appear. They are not harmless thoughts drifting through your mind. They are creative forces, shaping your daily experiences in ways you may never have realized. Yet this is also where your greatest freedom exists. Every assumption can be changed. Every limiting belief can be rewritten. Beginning today, you can choose a higher story about yourself. You can decide to live with the expectation that divine favor surrounds you. You can move forward believing that unseen doors are opening, that the right people are being guided toward you, and that everything required for your purpose is already making its way into your life because your belief is drawing it closer. Living as though you are the luckiest person in the world does not require ignoring present circumstances. Instead, it asks you to look beyond them and choose a greater truth. Your future is not permanently chained to your past. Statistics cannot define your possibilities. Other people's opinions cannot determine your destiny. Your circumstances do not have the final word. The deepest truth about your life is always found in the assumptions you repeatedly accept. When you fully embrace the feeling of divine favor, life gradually begins reflecting that inner certainty. It has no choice, because the outer world continuously responds to the inner one. Think of reality as soft clay waiting to be shaped. Your assumptions are the hands giving that clay its form. To everyone else, it may appear to be extraordinary good fortune, but to you, it feels completely natural, as though you have finally arrived where you were always meant to be. This is the meaning of living from the end. It means choosing to occupy, in both your mind and your emotions, the reality where your desire has already been fulfilled. This way of living is very different from how most people approach life. Many spend their days chasing what they want, believing they must first achieve something before they are allowed to feel successful, peaceful, or fulfilled. They wait for circumstances to improve before they change their attitude. They constantly search the outside world for proof that they are making progress. Yet the deeper spiritual truth reveals something entirely different. You are not standing still while life decides your future. Life itself is responding to the inner reality you have already accepted. The external world simply reflects the assumptions you repeatedly believe. The moment you begin living from the completed outcome instead of longing for it, everything starts changing. Instead of asking, "How will I ever get there?" you quietly settle into the feeling that you have already arrived. You experience it inwardly with such clarity that your imagination becomes more convincing than your present circumstances. Little by little, the outer world begins reshaping itself around the story you have already embraced within. This does not mean pretending that your current circumstances do not exist. It is not about denying difficulties or escaping reality. Rather, it is recognizing that your present situation is simply the result of yesterday's thoughts, beliefs, and assumptions. It is the visible expression of an inner state that can always be changed. Nothing you see today is permanent. Nothing is beyond transformation. The creative power within you is greater than any temporary condition standing before you. The moment you begin living from the fulfilled desire, you stop seeing yourself as someone merely reacting to life. Instead, you recognize yourself as someone participating in its creation. Every thought you repeatedly entertain, every emotion you consistently nurture, and every conversation you have with yourself becomes a seed planted in the fertile ground of consciousness. Given enough faith and consistency, those seeds eventually produce visible results. Much of the world teaches the opposite approach. We are taught to prove ourselves before believing in ourselves. We are encouraged to meet certain conditions before allowing ourselves to feel worthy. We hear that once we earn the degree, secure the career, find the relationship, receive recognition, or achieve success, then we can finally experience happiness, confidence, love, or freedom. Yet the spiritual law reverses that entire process. Instead of waiting for freedom, choose to feel free now. Instead of waiting for love, begin living from love today. Instead of postponing confidence until success arrives, embody confidence before success becomes visible. When you consistently remain in the emotional state of your fulfilled desire, free from inner contradiction, you naturally align yourself with that reality. From that point forward, the outer world begins moving toward the inner picture you have already accepted. Your logical mind may object, reminding you that there is still no visible evidence. That is exactly where faith becomes meaningful. You do not live from the fulfilled outcome because you can already see it. You live from that outcome so that one day you will. The invisible always comes before the visible. Every result you experience in the physical world first existed as an unseen thought, belief, or feeling. Nothing appears without an inner cause. Nothing simply arrives by accident. Everything grows out of the state of consciousness you repeatedly occupy. If you desire different experiences, the first step is not changing the world around you. It is changing the world within you. That is where true creative power lives. That is where every lasting transformation begins. Living from the end also means you stop waiting for permission to believe in yourself. You no longer depend on encouragement from other people before trusting your own vision. Instead, you begin identifying with the version of yourself who has already received what you seek. That version becomes your guide. Rather than asking, "Can I become this person?" you begin asking, "How would I think? How would I speak? How would I carry myself if I already were this person?" Your decisions begin reflecting that identity. Your posture changes. Your energy becomes calmer. Your choices naturally align with someone who is no longer chasing fulfillment because they already feel complete. This subtle shift changes everything because life does not respond most strongly to your spoken desires. It responds to the state of being from which those desires arise. It reflects who you believe yourself to be, not merely what you wish to possess. This explains why so many people remain trapped in endless striving. They spend their lives moving toward their dreams rather than living from them. Their thoughts constantly reinforce the idea that what they want exists somewhere outside themselves. They remain in the emotional state of waiting, hoping, reaching, and lacking. Every inner conversation quietly strengthens the distance between them and what they desire. But the moment you begin living from the completed reality, that distance disappears. The future becomes present within your imagination. Your mind becomes a sacred place where you repeatedly experience your fulfilled life, not as fantasy, but as something already familiar. You mentally walk through the experiences you desire. You notice every detail. You imagine the sights, the sounds, the conversations, the emotions, even the atmosphere surrounding those moments. You allow those inner experiences to become so vivid and emotionally real that they begin feeling completely natural. Once a new identity feels natural, it starts expressing itself in your everyday life. At first, the changes may seem almost too small to notice. A meaningful conversation appears unexpectedly. A fresh idea enters your mind. An opportunity arrives through someone you never expected. A chance meeting opens a new path. Little by little, the atmosphere around your life begins changing. Then, almost without warning, everything starts moving at once. Circumstances rearrange themselves with surprising speed. The reason is not that you chased these opportunities until they appeared. They came because you became the person who naturally belonged in that reality. Life always responds to the image you consistently hold of yourself. It cannot reflect anything else for long. Your deepest assumptions quietly become instructions that the world faithfully follows. This is the spiritual law at work, expressing itself through every experience you call your life. So make the decision today. Don't postpone it until tomorrow or wait for a better moment. This moment is enough. Close your eyes for a while and allow yourself to step into the feeling that your deepest desire has already become your reality. Let your body settle into that sense of completion. Allow your mind to accept it without resistance. Use your imagination to experience it as vividly as possible, and let your emotions confirm what your heart has already chosen to believe. Carry that inner experience with you wherever you go, like a precious treasure that no circumstance can steal. Protect it from doubt, return to it often, strengthen it every day. Whatever you faithfully cultivate within yourself will eventually find expression in your outer life. The destination is not a place you endlessly wait to reach. It is a state you choose to live from today. By living from that completed reality, you quietly invite it into physical existence. True gratitude is far deeper than simply saying thank you after something wonderful has happened. In its highest form, gratitude is an expression of complete trust in what your eyes cannot yet see. Most people believe they should only celebrate once the blessing arrives. They wait for success before feeling thankful. They wait until opportunities appear before believing that life is working in their favor. Yet the deeper spiritual laws reveal a completely different order. Gratitude does not merely follow the miracle, it prepares the way for it. It is not simply a response to receiving blessings, it becomes part of the process that allows those blessings to appear. When you sincerely give thanks before the evidence exists, you are not fooling yourself. You are aligning yourself with a reality that already exists beyond your current circumstances. Through your gratitude, you invite that unseen reality into visible expression. There is something deeply beautiful about walking through life with gratitude before your prayers appear to be answered. It is the attitude of people who understand that appearances never tell the whole story. Temporary delays do not discourage them. Silence does not convince them that nothing is happening. They know that the absence of visible evidence does not mean the answer is absent. They speak to difficult situations with quiet confidence. When opportunities seem delayed or doors unexpectedly close, they choose to believe there is wisdom unfolding behind the scenes. Instead of complaining, they respond with appreciation, trusting that every event is contributing to something greater than they can presently understand. Their joy is not dependent on current circumstances. It comes from an inner assurance that life is already moving in their favor. That joyful expectation becomes a powerful signal, drawing experiences that reflect the same inner state. Imagine beginning every morning by thanking God for the life you have only imagined so far. Picture yourself moving through the day with the quiet certainty that your prayers have already been heard. Imagine writing your dreams on paper, and rather than pleading for them to happen someday, simply expressing heartfelt thanks that they are already unfolding according to divine wisdom. That single shift transforms everything. Worry loses its grip, fear grows quieter. The constant inner critic begins fading because you are no longer trying to obtain something that feels distant. You are living from the awareness that it already belongs to you. That inner change influences every part of your life. Your words become calmer. Your actions become more confident. Your presence carries peace rather than anxiety. Without saying a word, you begin radiating quiet assurance instead of desperation. As your inner atmosphere changes, life naturally responds. New opportunities appear. The right people arrive. Fresh ideas come into your mind. Solutions reveal themselves where obstacles once seemed permanent. This happens because you are no longer broadcasting fear, uncertainty, or lack. Instead, you are consistently expressing the emotional state of fulfillment. Life always reflects the energy you repeatedly embody. This is not wishful thinking or emotional manipulation. It is a spiritual principle woven into the nature of creation itself. Gratitude expressed before the evidence becomes the language through which new realities are formed. It quietly tells the unseen, "I trust your perfect timing." At the same time, it reassures your own heart and mind that you are safe, supported, and already moving toward everything meant for you.